Jamila with Lay It on the Line, and today I have three special guests. And the reason we have these three beautiful women here with me because the last episode that we recorded where we had our special guest, Mr. Rio, I believe he said that women over 40 don't want anybody telling them what to do. So just like any other show or any other post, people reach out to me and they have comments, feedback, criticism, their opinions, and I decided to pick three of them to come and share their feedback. So without further delay, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So tell me your name, your age, and one fun fact.
Hello, my name is Alberta Jackson. I'm 61 years old, and my fun fact is reading and traveling.
Okay, nice to meet you, Alberta.
Be here.
Hi, I'm Deborah. I am 59. My fun fact is traveling and sports.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hi, and I'm Cheryl, and I'm 63 years old, and one of my fun factors is dancing and talking a lot of
Dancing and talking a lot of crap. I love that. I love that. All right. So before we get too far into the show, I want to go ahead and reach out to Mr. Rio because I know you ladies had a lot to say, and I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to speak to him directly because maybe I didn't hear something right, or maybe I didn't say something the way he meant it. So I'm going to give Mr. Rio a chance to speak his piece. So let me give him a call. Mr. Rio, how are you? Nothing much. So I'm doing a recording with Lay It on the Line, and I have three special guests with me today. And these three ladies, they felt some kind of way about your comment. So because I don't want to speak for you or say what you meant by what you said, how do you feel about explaining again what you think about women past 40 being difficult to date?
Speaking of a woman that's 2 decades past 40, so I don't think that I think one of you, I'm not going to go word to word what you said, but paraphrase, we stuck. We're not coachable, we're not teachable. That's not true at all. That is not true at all.
I didn't say y'all stuck.
I didn't say so.
No, she said stuck in our ways.
Accept change.
Okay, so the part that I think maybe ruffled the feathers was saying that women over 40 are stuck in their ways and they are not open to change.
Yes.
And not coachable.
And not coachable was a big one. So do you care to elaborate?
Now, when you asked me this question, it was out of the 2 minute statement, right?
Actually, I think you had 1 minute.
Okay, I had 1 minute. Now, I looked at the video maybe 4 or 5 times. Now, I'm not retracting nothing I said. Because I know from the way the question was asked to me, I think more or less I answered it from a perspective of why would I think that women over 40 would be difficult to date, in which I think my 2 main things was because they're stuck in their ways and I don't think they'll be more or less coachable. Now, when you tagged me in the post about Friday, and I made another comment. The comment when you said don't try to clean it up. I said I'm trying to clean it up. Add some stuff to it because I only had a minute.
Right.
Right. Now I don't know if I can even go back to see that on my page, but you know what I'm talking about when you said don't try to clean it up and whatever.
You are over 40, right?
Right.
So is it safe to assume that you are or have dated someone over 40?
Right.
In your experience, how would you compare a woman over 40 to a woman under 40? Dating them.
So from my experience,
Or even from people that's around you, Men, how do they compare, or what do they say about when dating a woman over 40?
Well, a lot of people I asked, majority of the people I asked, I mean, they was basically kind of saying what I'm saying, like, they stuck in their ways and they're not coachable. You know what I'm saying? But like I said when I left this comment, the difference is like when you date, let's say you date a woman over 40, it's like the experience that she has experienced more than somebody who's younger. Like, trips and maybe restaurant, marriages, having kids, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to somebody who's younger. I mean, like we didn't even get into the depths of how much younger he is. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even dig into that pocket, but it's like, they just say if a guy, he wants to get married and have kids, but, somebody who's older, they might not be able to do that. They might not want no more kids. You know what I'm saying? Or he might be like, hey, let's go to Vegas. Oh, I've never been to Vegas before, as opposed to dating an older woman. He might be, I've been to Vegas 6-7 times. Sometimes, from the guys I was talking to, sometimes you want to talk to somebody who you can do your first with. If that makes sense.
Right.
And younger women, a lot of younger women haven't had those experiences. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't mean it in no malicious way or anything like that. Like I said, I look back and I watched the video 5 or 6 times, and I kind of see how somebody can get kind of ruffled a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think more or less I answered the question from a perspective of why would I think dating a woman in her 40s would be different. I think I answered it in that thing.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you this question: do you feel like a woman with experience could be perceived as difficult to date? Does the experience make her difficult?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. 'Cause, I mean, on the flip side, and the lesser number to the people I talked to, from their perspective, it was like they would rather have a woman who's more experienced, who's experienced some things. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, that question, it's a lot of little pockets that you could dig in after then you got to bring up maturity level.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do you want to deal with, do you actually want to deal with somebody who's immature, and you got to, you constantly explain stuff to them, whether it's, something small as a word or a statement. You have to keep explaining as opposed to somebody who's experienced. They've been through some things, you know what I'm saying? They know how to handle certain
situations.
Yeah. So from that angle, it made sense to me. It made sense to me as well. Like, hey, you ever deal with somebody who, a lot of guys, they want to deal with something. They want to deal with older women, over younger. You know what I'm saying? Because of a maturity level. A lot of men don't want to deal with women who's immature, and with immaturity comes a high level of ignorance as well.
Yep.
And a lack of logical thinking, lack of just being logical altogether. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a lot of different little pockets that simple question can, that you can get it out of. You know what I'm saying? I think I just hit it straight on, trying to hit it straight on in the minute that I had.
In your 60 seconds. Okay, I get that. Well, we appreciate you explaining that, but before I let you go, if any one of you ladies have something that you would like to share with Mr. Rio?
No, I really don't. I'm glad you cleared that up because because being a woman and say over 40, I didn't and I can now understand why you said and the way you answered, but the way your comeback was superb. So you did a good job with clearing that up. So that was my main thing, because we are not difficult. we're not pretty much stuck in our ways. It's just that we just know what we want because we have already experienced a lot of challenges early on. So being older, we know exactly what we want. And however, if we had that other partner behind us, on both parts, not just me being an older woman or him being a younger man, it's just as a person or as a whole, together we create our own.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And for me, I think it was the verbiage when he said coachable.
Yeah.
That what got me coachable.
So Rio, you might want to use different verbiage or different word choices when you're describing a woman. That women over 40 were not coachable. Somebody in the comments stated, you coach football.
That's right, a team.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you were able to clear it up.
I'm trying to think of another word that I could have used, but like I said, it was just, I only had a minute.
Yeah, we're going to have to pull out the thesaurus next time because you cannot say women are not coachable.
Right. And I understand. Like I said, I watched the video, 3 or 4 times, and I could see how, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? When you was like, yeah, some people got some smoke for you.
Yep.
Yeah, you see, we were ready for you.
Yeah. But you cleared it up quite nicely.
Right.
Go back and look and watch the video and watch the tone. And like I said, I just think I answered it from a perspective of
The way the question was asked.
Yeah, why would I think that they would be, you know what I'm saying, difficult today? I think I answered it in that manner.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
And that makes sense.
That's why I went back and left the comment when he was like, no, don't try to clean up. I wasn't trying to clean it up. To clarify because I only had a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I only had a minute. You know what I'm saying? And with that's a great question because it's so many different, avenues and pockets that you could dig in and out of from a perspective like, some men they might want to date with only older women.
Mm-hmm.
Or some men might want to prefer younger women over older women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's each person's preference.
That's true.
We didn't dig into the pocket.
That's okay. We're going to dig into it because when we come back with our follow-up for the men, we're going to invite you back if you would care to join us. And we're going to have some other men on. And we want to get your perspective about dating women, whether they be over 40, but we're going to get some men over 40 so that we can get inside y'all's minds and see what y'all looking for, what your expectations are, what you're experiencing. We have so many people on social media that's telling you to not be in a relationship. We actually need some people that want to be in a relationship that can tell us how to achieve these relationship goals.
Right. You're right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Rio, for joining us.
Yeah, you just let me know what time and date, man, and I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay, that's what's up. Thank you so much for laying it on the line.
All right, y'all ladies enjoy y'all night, man. No smoke.
No smoke.
Thank you.
All clear.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I really appreciate Mr. Rio clarifying that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do want to get into with our next topic, I do have some questions, and I'm going to give each one of you ladies a chance to give me your answer. Seriously interested in dating, and a lot of times we have people that's on social media that advocate for not being in relationships, not being faithful, not being with one person. But I want the world to know that there are women that are serious about being, with somebody and having a successful, happy, loving relationship. So now is your opportunity to say, okay, well, I am a woman over 30 or 40 or 50 years old, and these are the things that I'm interested in.
Hanging with our girls.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Girls
girls.
Girls time.
Yeah, girls
Girls
time.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also we go to the club. We party.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I would have to piggyback with all of that. There isn't anything different that I would do. Work is work, family is family, but spending time with my girls is a must.
Mm-hmm.
family is a must, as you know. But yeah, I mean,
I think that's really good because a lot of times people think just because you're a certain age or because you're a grandmother that you're supposed to stay at home and all you're supposed to do is go to church and go to work, or if you're retired, just sit at home and watch the soap operas. So what a lot of people or a lot of men who are interested in dating women over 40 should realize is just because you're over 40 and 50 years old, it doesn't mean that your life stopped. You can still live, you can still hang out with your friends. As a woman, we have to make sure that we have time for ourselves just as well as we have time for that family. You got time for work, you know, you can have time for your significant other. So it's good to let people know, okay, yes, I am an older woman, I'm a seasoned woman, but these are the things that I like to do. I like to spend time with my friends, with my family. I like to cook, and I like to go out every now and then.
Right.
So if you are a stay-at-home grandpa who don't want to do nothing, then I'm not the person for you. You need to find the woman that want to sit on the couch and crochet while you watch TV. Because this grandma like to go out still. She like to hang out with her friends. She like to spend time with her family. So it's important that people know, not just men, not just women, but humans know that just because you're past a certain age doesn't mean that your life has to be boring.
Right.
All right, so my next question is, do you feel like you are stuck in your ways? If so, or if not, explain. Like, why do you think so many people say that older women are stuck in their ways?
I'm not.
And
stuck in
it's
my ways.
up in the air, like anybody can answer.
No, I'm not stuck in my ways. I'm willing to change and meet you in the middle. But I have to be attracted to you. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If I care about you and I want to be with you, I'm willing to change.
Right. So there has to be an attraction there. So if it's
Yeah.
an ugly dude that you're not attracted to, that's trying to spend time
We
with
shouldn't
you.
say physical.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
they're not
Because it's in
physical.
the inside.
Yeah,
It's the heart.
Okay.
It's
the heart.
how you treat
Now,
me.
have y'all always felt like it's on the inside and that the
No,
outside?
no.
So that's something that comes
came
with maturity, with
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, you know, back in the day, oh, he got to have good hair, or he
Right.
got to be a certain color, he got to have a six-pack. But when you get older, you understand that that's not important.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't matter.
No,
Okay.
It doesn't. I agree with that because I can definitely speak for myself. For a long time, and I can say it's recent, within maybe a few years, not that far, but that it had to be a certain height, a certain status. All of that is just what it is. When you ask for that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the commitment that you really want. You'll get a drop in and out appearance, and that's not at my age what I want. A lifetime partner that we can do things together because we are a partner, not to show up at an event. I don't need you. I don't need an escort.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
basically
saying?
what it is.
I don't need an escort.
Right.
No. That's not me. So if it's not a long-term commitment, and I think, and I'm not speaking on all men because I don't want to get caught in that trap of what Mr. Gardner did.
Okay.
So the men I have
Okay.
dated or came encounter with, committed to them in their eyes, or I know you're a good woman, I know you're a faithful woman, so I don't have to put you first because you're gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why I worry about that? Well, baby, just brush what we have to the side because that's commitment to them.
Yeah.
But no, that's not commitment because you have to value this relationship, you and I first, just like you value everything else. No, there's order in which these things happen. There's a time for your children, there's a time for your grandkids, there's a time for your job, there's a time for your significant other.
I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of times people make it seem like it's the woman that's always prioritizing her family. But
Right.
sometimes you have men that prioritize their family and they don't know how to manage both.
Right.
Like she said, it's a time for everything. Just like you have a time to go to work, you should have a time for me. And I should still come before all of that. For people that are watching I know a lot of people in the world think that once you get a certain age that you shouldn't be interested in dating, but I'm here to say that just because you get older and get more experience in life doesn't mean that your life is over. Doesn't mean that the fun should stop. So with that being said, I would like to know, what type of men are you looking to attract?
A man that is honest.
Mm-hmm.
A dependable man.
Mm-hmm.
Reliable,
Right.
that has his own, that can stand on his own 2 feet. Don't depend on me and mine. Have his own home, car.
Okay, so it's important for him to already have his own priorities taken care of. Be loyal and reliable. What was it? Honest.
Honest.
Being honest is a
That's
plus.
number one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one word that pretty much sums it up. If you find a God-fearing man, all that stuff is going to come with it. Honesty, commitment, reliable. I mean, if he's really that.
Mm-hmm.
If he's really that. And that's pretty much, and my definition of what I'm looking for in a man. It's just that.
Okay.
When I get that one, I'll get all the rest.
Okay. So I know earlier we were talking about, what we attract and everything, and you said that appearance now is not really important, and that's something that you notice as you've gotten older that it's not really a priority. But if you did have to say what type of man you're looking for, like, are you interested in dating outside of your race, older, younger? Like, tell me what y'all looking for.
I'm not prejudiced. I'm not. I don't think that I would date myself. Nobody my children's age. But
And how old are your children?
my baby is 45, 6, and then the baby 42. It's my daughter-in-law over there, y'all. I don't even know. So no 40s, no 40s, no 40s. You know,
Okay.
no 40s at all. But I always had thought that I would never have always dated somebody. I don't like nobody my age. I always been older. But I find that's just a number.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you can find an older man and just as immature as probably a 20. You can find a 20-year-old and he's just as mature.
Are any of you ladies interested in dating younger?
Oh no.
No? So do you feel like how a woman over her 40s, somebody could say it's difficult to date? Does it seem like a man that's under 40 or under 50 is difficult to date? Or why wouldn't you be interested in dating somebody younger if it's just a number?
Because my children are 40. I have a
That's why I
child
said
that's
no
40.
40. Yeah.
Okay.
No 40s.
I couldn't bring her home and say, well, Mama, you gotta think about that. We
Yeah.
could be brothers or something. You know, we're the
Okay.
same age. And, no.
Okay, so it's only for that purpose
Yeah,
because
that's
you
for
wouldn't
that.
want somebody that's your children's age.
Yeah.
Okay, what other characteristics do you guys look for in a mate? Like, does it matter? I know she said that if they're God-fearing, so does it matter if they go to church or if you have the same religion?
Preferably the same religion.
Mm-hmm.
But what the Bible say, usually the women have to follow the men.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So yeah, that can change.
That should change.
Okay. So again, we're open to change.
Yeah.
Let's compromise. Okay. And I wanted to touch on this. I think we talked about it a little earlier when it comes to like priorities and where you put your family at. So if you're dating somebody that is close to your age, 9 times out of 10 they have children or grandchildren. And I've heard people say that women that are older, the things that they call complicated when dating an older woman is, oh, she has more responsibilities. She has grandchildren. How would you want a man to prioritize his time with you if he have grandchildren and children that he care for?
Bring them all together.
Blended family.
Blended family. Bring them all together.
Okay.
For me, if I'm retired or even if I'm just working, but I'm at the age I am, and my mate is the age I am, we both are should be looking for, okay, we raise our children, our grandkids are a bonus. So our job pretty much as a parent, my mother always said you get off your lap and on your heart. That's true with in this and in everything. But there's a time and a place for everything. Now I'm gonna be mama when I need to be mama. I'm gonna be grandmother when I need to be grandmother. But when I wanna be me, and just me and my man, that's what I want it to be. That means you can't come over here and say, hey mama, I'm getting ready to go over here, I'm finna drop a chair. No, you're not. No, you're not, because I already got plans. You know, and my plan is not to be mama today, my plan is not to be grandmother today. My plan is gonna be with my man today, and it's just the way it is. And I would hope he give me that same courtesy, however things does come up, you know, emergency situations, you know, and that can change. You have to be an understanding person. But no.
Yeah, I understand that too, but I remember, you know, when I was younger and was a single mom trying to date, it was hard for me. I feel like I don't agree when guys say that an older woman come with more complications and responsibilities. I think that we're more responsible for ourselves, because I remember when I was younger, I didn't have somebody that I wanted to just leave my baby with so I could go out on a date. So a lot of times I didn't go on dates, and if I didn't like you like that, you wasn't coming to my house. So yes, I would be harder to date if I have a small child, because I don't have time for you, because my son comes first. And a lot of guys have a problem with women putting their children first, even though they put the pressure on women to raise their children. You know what I'm saying? So I think like once I've gotten older and my son is grown, I feel like I made my sacrifice by not being able to go out and do this when I was younger. So now at this age, I don't really myself want to date a man who have little kids that every other weekend they over here and you can't go nowhere because you gotta watch the kids, you know, or I can't. When they your kids, they probably gonna be with you more versus if they was your grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So I could deal with the every now and then, but you got your kids all the time and they little, so that means we gotta go to games and plays and ballerina, gymnastics and all of that. I don't want to do that right now. Like I just want you.
And see, I think it depends on the person, because I'm all for that. You know, I'm all for that.
All the time?
Not all the time, but I'm gonna have time for me and my man, whoever he is. But I like doing the family things. I just like that.
Yeah, I like the family things, but I don't want it full time.
No, not full time.
If it's his baby, it's full time.
Well,
that's if you dating a younger man who got little kids. That baby mama gonna be dropping that baby off with y'all. Like she said, you done raise your kids, you know.
Yeah, because you can take two blended families with grandkids and combine them all together. I mean, and that's family time. That's that's the Easter, that's the Christmas, that's the but you know what I'm saying. But no, you can we're gonna do a picnic, we're gonna do a zoo.
That's the good thing about having a daughter or a son. You can drop them off at your daughter's son and just keep on moving. Do like they do. Knock at the door and run to the car.
Look, they always playing, okay, I'm going to be doing this. Never take into consideration what you do.
That's because, they think grandmas ain't supposed to be doing that. And
we still have a life.
But that's the perception, I think. And that's why a lot of men probably don't know. Like, hey, it's a lot of single women out here that are looking to have fun and that's looking to go out. And they probably feel like, oh, well, the older women, they backs hurt, they don't want to go nowhere. So they don't go date a younger woman.
We in good shape.
We go. We travel.
We're not the kind to sit down.
No, we not sitting down.
We ain't none of that. You got to roll with somebody. We still have a lot of life in us.
Walking with 70 years and all.
No. And see, I think that's something that people need to hear. They need to know this. Like, just because we're getting seasoned and, in life, it doesn't mean that we don't know how to still have fun.
Right.
And when you older, you want to have fun with your man, like, it's nothing wrong with that.
It's not.
It's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
All right, so I have another question. This question is, how do you feel social media affects dating? Do you feel like with the popular artists and with the podcast and all the relationship talk online affects dating in reality, in real life?
think it plays a lot. I really do. Because you're only going to see, or they're only going to paint a picture of what
You want to hear.
they think you want to hear,
Yeah.
or perceive to be.
Mm-hmm.
When you meet them, I mean, even with the picture, you know, they want to downplay the picture. And when you meet them, it's something totally different than what it is. I'm not stuck on what I think you ought to be, because I study. I have patience.
Mm-hmm.
I will watch you, and I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna see if your words gonna line up, or your actions gonna line up with the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna just go on with just because what I see. I'm not gonna be stuck on what I look, because look is deceiving. So I mean, it's about what's in your head, what's in your heart. Is what I'm gonna be calculating you on. I'm not basing on none of that other stuff that you're talking about, or what you think I want to see. You know, none of that. That's not me, because I'm gonna sit back and watch you anyway. You know, and as they should with me too. You know, so don't go on what you think you see. Go on what you know I am in my head and what's in my heart.
Right.
That's what you should be focused on, and that's what I'm gonna take my drive from there. I'm not gonna go on, but I think the internet and social media paint it one way.
I believe so too. They say that the government controls like what's put out there, and right now when I turn on the radio, most of the stuff that I hear is, you know, it's probably supposed to be like girl empowerment, but it's really like women singing like, I don't need a man, I got my own bag. Right. And men feel offended by that, right. Which they probably have a right to feel that way. Yeah. But I think that it goes deeper than that, because you have to think about back in the day when women had no right, women had no voices. Women couldn't vote. Women couldn't say anything. All they could do is just lay down and make babies and cook your dinner. Right. So women fought so that they can have a voice. It's just maybe now they want to take over and silence the man. And when you have so many women bashing men in songs, the little girls that's growing up that don't have a mom to teach them how to love somebody, it kind of grows up a nation of angry little girls thinking that they could just treat men any kind of way. And in return, you have the boys that's getting treated bad by the women. But then what are the men singing about on the radio? They telling you it's okay to go kill somebody, it's okay to shoot somebody, it's okay to rob somebody, it's okay to sell drugs, it's okay to slip somebody a molly, you know? So what happens? All the little boys end up dead or in jail. And then you got all these women that's raising these babies that they are raising by themselves because they said they didn't need a man anyway because they got their own bag. Right. So I believe that think about it, back in the day, they used to play music like, I mean, I know I shouldn't probably reference R. Kelly, but look at all the music that R. Kelly put out. You know, even before him, you know, Love and Happiness, it was people singing about relationships. It was people's Jagged Edge. They're singing about marriage. So when you're playing music like that, and your mom and dad might not talk to you about how to get married and stay married and love the person unconditionally, but when you hear a song repeatedly and it's telling you that you're supposed to love somebody and you're supposed to care about their feelings, that's conditioning your mind to know how to treat somebody. But if all you hear is Pound Town, just left Pound Town, you know what I'm saying? Like, all you gonna think is, oh, when I grew up, all I'm supposed to do is get it in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I personally feel like the internet have a big influence over relationships and how people look at women.
Period. Yeah. Well, yeah. I could say it on both parts, men and women, because it can downplay the woman like as well as it can downplay the men. Social media, TV. I mean, it's everywhere. It's just not. It's not the way it used to be. It's pitiful, it's sad, and so for the boy or the girl who doesn't have that parent there with them to teach them or guide them in the way in which they go, it's easy for them to be misled in the wrong direction. You know?
Exactly.
And it's sad because how do you take a child, male or female, if all they've been exposed to is what they've been exposed to, and then try to tell them no, now they're 50, that it wasn't right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to, you know. Right.
I think a lot of times it don't even take that many years for something like that to happen. You can get one person that get hurt, and then let's say they turn around and get hurt again. Now they super hurt, and now they spilling they hurt onto somebody else. You know,
they
like
don't even deserve.
Yeah, exactly. But they say hurt people.
Yeah.
You know, but then you have these hurt people on the internet giving their advice because it's coming from a hurt, broken, and bitter place. And it's not just women, because a lot of people want to put women with the word bitter.
Right.
There's bitter men too.
Yes, they are.
There's a lot of bitter men, and these bitter men need to heal and stop trying to date women when they still are broken.
Right.
And then they want to blame the woman for why their relationship is failed. Like every time a relationship fails, it's always on the woman.
Yeah.
Just like on Facebook when we went live, somebody made a comment about our live and was saying that these women are single and they're past 50 or whatever. They must be the problem. Why would you assume that it's the woman's fault? How you know that her husband didn't pass away? How you know that she probably wasn't married because she didn't want to get married, and now all of a sudden she want to get married? Like, why does it always have to be the woman's fault or the woman did something?
Yeah.
I don't get it. But anyway, my next question that I have for you ladies is, if you're single and you're dating, where do you go to meet people, or how approachable are you when you're out if a guy was to try to come up and talk to you?
I don't think it's a certain place to meet a person. You can meet somebody walking on the jogging trail, of course that goes. But now in these time and days, I think you do need to be careful about how you approach anybody. You know, because I don't know what your intentions are.
So give me an example. Tell me, like, if a guy was out there and he was like, well, I really do want to date, but because the world is so crazy, I know these women ain't gonna want me to approach them. Tell the men how they could be, you know, approach you without you being offended by them approaching you.
Oh, that's easy. You know, a simple smile and how you doing. You know, just the. And
so if you're like walking in the store and then the guy just come up to you and be like, "It's a beautiful day today," what you gonna say?
I said, sure it is. It sure is. Yeah, I sure will. I said,
How's your day?
How you doing?
Okay.
Now, what I will say, in order to go beyond that conversation in that store, there has to be some type of connection. Yeah, so because you just tell me about it's a beautiful day, and I'm gonna tell you the same thing. But when I walk out that door, I'm walking out that door, and that's just gonna be that. You know, so it has to be some type of attraction. But yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, just friendly conversation and go about your business. You know.
What about you? Y'all have any pickup lines or anything? Like, what's your perfect way to be picked up? Like, how can a guy shoot his shot? Like, what would be a straight dunk for you?
How you doing? Can I get your number? That's
just walk up and ask you. And I think men think that it's more complicated than that. All right, so fellas, if y'all are listening, paying attention, you really don't need no pickup line. You just walk up to a smile and say, "Hey, can I get your phone number?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Can I get your number? I'm interested."
That's not gonna work on me, but it will work on some women. Don't think that you have to do too much. You don't have to do too much. They telling you right now, you know, just be nice, just smile, and ask me how I'm doing. Tell me it's a beautiful day, and if the chemistry is there, you're gonna get the phone number.
It's start with the conversation. I mean, that's all it is. You ain't asking to go run a marathon, but
Right. All right, so has dating been successful? Have y'all had success or more opportunities? How would you explain your dating life right now?
I say both. Opportunities and a lot of success with it. I'm not going to say the opportunity, because opportunity, you know, they come and go all day long. It's just up to you which one you pick and choose. Success goes on both people's part. No matter how much one put in, it's a two thing. It takes two equal. So, and if two is not equal, I'm going to say it's not a lot of success in it. But however, the relationship was successful because it should be for me. I don't know about it for other people. Out of every relationship, whether it's good or bad, I think you should always take something from it.
I agree. You can be in a relationship and break up. Every relationship doesn't have to end in marriage.
No, it doesn't.
And I think people put too much pressure on themselves about that.
And sometimes you just have to step back and take time for yourself.
Exactly.
To see what it is that you really want.
Right.
Right.
I think it's important to know what you want, because sometimes people don't really know what they want. They don't know what's going to make them happy.
That's right.
And
they just, whatever come up that you settle for, and then you into it and you realize this is not what I want. And so there, a relationship already gone. When you could have saved time, stepping back and just taking time for yourself. So when you do go out there, you know what you want.
You know how to look for what you want. Yeah. I like that too. What about you? Nothing you want to add to that? All right. So, my last question. Have I had too many questions for you ladies? All right. So, what advice would you all have to give to young women dating? Because you are more experienced, you are more seasoned. If you could give your 20-year-old self, and each one of you ladies, I want to ask this question. We have 7 minutes remaining. I want you to think about it. If you could go back to talk to your 20-year-old self and give your 20-year-old self some advice about dating and relationships, what would you tell yourself?
I would say be yourself.
Take your time.
Yeah, be yourself. Yeah. Don't model yourself what they want. Be yourself.
Take your time. You have time.
Yeah, you have time. I really
have a lot of time.
Yes.
I think that's what a lot of women, when I was coming up, I ain't gonna speak on all women, so don't bash me, ladies. But in my era, because we grew up, with the old fashioned, our parents, when you get a certain age, ladies, we always conduct yourself in a lady manner. But their thing is because they were married at an early age, and when you finish high school, finish college, you go and get married and have your babies, and and just go on from. No, I don't. I totally disagree with that. I think that your younger years should be your dating years. You should date this one to see, because you young.
Yeah,
you don't know
what's out there.
You don't even know what's available to you, or even for you. You don't even know yourself. You don't even know what you like, what you dislike. So I don't think you should just rush out there and be, I'm so in love, I'm committed, and I want to have his baby. No. Baby, get married way on down the road, 30, 40, at least, enjoy your life.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life. So take your time.
I feel you. Anything else y'all want to add to your 20-year-old self? No, I think that's some really great advice. If I had to go back to my 20-year-old self to give myself some advice, I would definitely say, stay with your mama as long as you can. Listen to everything she try to tell you when it comes to a man. That's what you need to know. That's what I would tell my 20-year-old self. Listen to your mom. Do what she say. Take her advice, because she's not telling you nothing that she don't already know.
And haven't
been through.
That's right.
And I find myself doing that to my son. I be trying to teach him every lesson that I learned. But of course, the kids never listen to their parents. They got to go through it themselves.
Yep.
But But anyway, I appreciate you ladies for joining the show, Lay It On The Line. I'm glad y'all was able to lay it on the line. And of course, we're going to meet with the fellas next time. So be ready for whatever feedback they have. And then we're just going to do a battle of the sexes when it's all said and done. But thank you guys for joining us. I'm Jamila. Lay It On The Line. We'll see you next time.